Growing up in the Bronx during the 80s has left a profound impact on my life. I was raised by a single parent and often found myself alone, dealing with my own day-to-day problems. I had to learn things on my own. If I wanted something, I had to work for it. I was barely a teenager and had to rely on small errands from my elderly neighbors to make any kind of money to get what I wanted. Such things as lunch, playing video arcade games at the local pizza shop, or even going to see a movie with my friends. Once I was old enough to get working papers in 1990, my work life began. By the mid-90s, I had already worked plenty of jobs, but I couldn't stay in one job for too long. Eventually, I decided to go to college and pursue an illustration degree with Fashion Institute of Technology located in Midtown Manhattan. But eventually, I dropped out. And in hindsight, it was one of the dumbest things I could have ever done. In the 90s, I didn't feel like if I was alone. I just felt like I had no direction in my life. I drank beer. I got high a lot with my friends. I was just lofting through life. So one day in 1998, I saw a commercial for the Coast Guard. I never saw it again, just that one time. So I thought to myself, I need this direction in my life. So a year later, in 1999, I joined. And 22 and a half years later, I retired. I found more than direction. I learned structure, accountability, purpose, and commitment. However, I was still unhappy. I never felt fulfilled. According to Robert Greene's Mastery, the first strategy to finding your life's task is to return to your origins. So, in 2016, while I was stationed in Station Cleveland Harbor, Ohio, I decided to give college a chance again. I was always an artist, much more than a small boat engine mechanic. I have done countless unit logos for the Coast Guard and figured, let's try to get a degree with my talent. So I enrolled with Full Sail University and got my online bachelor's degree in graphic design in 2018. I finally finished what I started in 1995. This leads to Robert Greene's second strategy: occupy the perfect niche. I found more fulfillment with designing logos for Coast Guard units. Word of my skill set was making its rounds throughout the Coast Guard. Word of mouth moved around faster than I could even imagine. I felt happy. It distracted me from the job that I had of just turning wrenches. I could not wait to get back home to start on the next unit project. What made this niche enjoyable was because I knew the mindset of the Coast Guard. I knew what they were all about. It was easy to convey the spirit of each unit I designed for. Now on to Robert Greene's third strategy, which is avoid the false path, the rebellion strategy. Because in 2020, I decided not to re-enlist on the active duty side of the Coast Guard, but to enlist into the reserve side of the Coast Guard. Because living away from my wife and my family was just taking a toll on my mental health and all my other relationships back at home. Once I was back home and only serving 1 weekend a month with the Coast Guard, I needed to find a job. I was fortunate enough to find a graphic design job with a small mom and pop shop just a mile away from my house, Dust Graphics. It was great in the beginning. I was finally going to get paid for designing. Over time, it started to lose its appeal. The logos and designs were happening faster and faster, with no time to enjoy the process or its meaning. I realized I was just making someone else richer. I started to lose interest in my craft, drained, and even considered giving it up. I lost my niche. I needed to get it back before it was too late. So I did the research and started my own e-commerce site and marketed my work back to the Coast Guard. This time around, I can make money because there was no longer conflict of interest. However, there was a conflict of interest with my job. They found out I was selling design apparel and other items on my own website. This did not sit well with them. I argued that my market was different from theirs, but it didn't matter to them. With my mental health declining and trying to hold on to whatever spark that was within me from going out, I decided to leave on my own terms. In hindsight, after 3.5 years, I followed strategies 1 and 2. Strategy 4, which is now the most relevant in my life: letting go of the past. It's been 2.5 months since I left Dust Graphics, and I can still feel bitterness towards how I was treated towards the back half of my time there. My design work was micromanaged and underutilized. I was told that my endeavors would end up in bankruptcy. This feeling inside me has been trying to let self-doubt in. All I have now to help me succeed is my grit, my passion for meaningful designs, and developing my craft. Lastly is the fifth strategy, the life or death strategy, because there is no turning back for me. I refuse to make any other businesses that are in my field rich, especially when there's no return on investment. If I'm going to work for a design company ever again, it needs to have core values that I can respect and adopt as my own. So for the next year and a half, it's all about personal development, building my site, learning how to market my skills, allowing my niche to evolve, and stay focused on my life's tasks. So for the next 3 weeks, I have 2 goals I would like to accomplish. The first goal is getting my bearings back as a student, because it can be a little overwhelming, but I'm in a different place right now. So I've been dialing in a routine. Get up in the morning, go to the gym, jumpstart my mind, jumpstart my body, come back home, have a great breakfast, knock out a honey-do list. My wife leaves me one every day. Then jump into the studio and start my classwork. The second goal I would like to do is to continue to network like I did the first time around in Full Sail, because I still keep in touch with 3 of my classmates that I graduated with. We still talk around the holidays, we still collaborate on ideas. This time around, I would like to meet new friends. You can never have enough friends, especially college classmates. Networking is awesome, and that's my second goal that I would like to accomplish. My name is Christopher Cruz, and this is my Turning Point video. Thanks for watching.
Bam bam, mon chat splash, j'ai sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant trop mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. En 4 couleurs. Allez hop, un matin, une louloute est venue chez moi, poupée de cellophane, cheveux chinois. Un sparadrap, une gueule de bois. A bu ma bière dans un grand verre.